Good afternoon and good morning, everyone. My name is Pete Zarras. I'm the President and CEO of CloudStrategies. And over the next hour, with my cohort, Mark Gordon, our Director of Architecture, we're going to be talking to you about Office 365 and the benefits of Microsoft's cloud platforms, and ultimately spending a good chunk of that time in a live demonstration. So as we go, I'd encourage people to please ask questions in our chat window, and look forward to covering a very exciting product with you. So as part of our quick introduction, CloudStrategies is a nearly 3-year organization that's founded for the sole purposes of helping businesses determine what their strategic capabilities are in leveraging cloud computing. All of the solutions we work with, especially Microsoft solutions, are aimed towards reducing operational costs of business, improving efficiencies, and delivering new capabilities, many of which you'll see here today. We are, as I mentioned, a nearly 3-year-old organization. We are based in the New York metro area. We have people across the country, and we are a Microsoft Cloud Accelerate partner in particular. We were founded by former Microsoft employees, and we're amongst the largest partners by volume of helping people leverage Microsoft Online Services. We've taken over 250 clients to date to Microsoft Online Services and Office 365. A lot of the work that we do is we leverage our cloud strategy framework to help people be successful, and to identify business opportunities, identify value, determine roadmaps for evaluating cloud computing solutions. We do planning and blueprints, and ultimately through implementations, training and support. So for our time here today, we're very excited to be talking about Office 365 and Microsoft's cloud computing platforms. And as we start to tee in that and we think about the world today in business and computing, we're in a world where there's increasing demands in our environments, right? So today we find, and Microsoft finds, that approximately 11% of businesses have people using tools like social computing in their everyday business. We also find that the costs and complexity of maintaining infrastructure is really very, very high, and this is really ultimately leads to a lot of the solutions that we're going to talk about today. But as much as 70% of IT budgets are spent just on maintaining existing data center equipment and software solutions. And if you think about that, that's sort of just like 70% of your money just to sort of keep the lights on. It doesn't necessarily deliver strategic value. It's just overhead to our businesses. So obviously that's a tremendous amount of expense for businesses to put into maintaining infrastructure. We also now know that our businesses are transitioning into younger generations and a multi-generational workforce. So 4 million millennials enter the workforce each year. So if you think about that as new generations of people join our businesses, they're expecting new ways to work, new ways to collaborate, new ways to stay in touch with each other, and they're challenging the traditional ways of that businesses have been working, and they're looking to leverage new solutions and capabilities. In addition to the multi-generational workforce, businesses are more and more becoming mobile and distributed in their workforces. So 84% of businesses today have a remote workforce. In a case like ours, CloudStrategies, we have people from Boston to San Jose and places in between, and only maintain 2 traditional physical offices. We all work remote, and that's we still, even though we're not in the same physical locations, we expect to be able to collaborate and interact with each other, and that's becoming more and more commonplace in business. So all of this has led to the rise of the cloud and cloud computing. So businesses are needing new solutions to drive down the cost of infrastructure and to be able to provide mobility and access and collaborate differently. And we're very excited that we're going to be able to show you a lot of solutions that support that through Microsoft's online services. And so a recent stat, so 80% of large enterprise IT managers are at least evaluating cloud computing solutions and initiatives, or in the trial stage. And you can go stats from many different sources. It's when we started a few years ago, it was a little bit more of a gee, is the cloud ready for prime time? We've really crossed into the point where people know it's here to stay, and people are now in the evaluation of how do I get started, how do I leverage it, how do I transition my business and infrastructure to cloud computing solutions. So if we look at Microsoft solutions and the future of productivity, we're after a productivity solution and an experience that works well across a PC and other devices, mobile devices, phones, tablets, browsers, right? It becomes important to have a solution that works the way people want to work, wherever they want, however they want, from any device. And another strong tenet of the Microsoft platform is really the cloud on your terms. So you can have a hybrid of on-premise solutions and online solutions, and a flexibility to even move back and forth, or a hybrid solution there in leveraging online services. At CloudStrategies, we like to think that cloud computing is really, it's a journey. People will start in different places and their destination might be slightly different, but we help people evaluate where should we start, how should we transition to the cloud, what should go first, what should go later, what should always stay on premise. It's not an all or nothing scenario. And so today we will be ultimately talking about unified communications, collaboration, enterprise content management, business intelligence, and enterprise search across this future of productivity across devices and on-prem and cloud solutions. So the flagship of what we'll be talking about for the rest of today's time is Microsoft's Office 365 solution. It was launched last summer. We're very excited to have it because it brings together Microsoft's core productivity solutions built around Office Professional, back-ended by Microsoft Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, and Lync Online. And I'll talk to you a little bit about each of those solutions, and then we'll ultimately transition to Mark for live demonstration. So Exchange Online is really the back-end infrastructure that handles all of our email and messaging. All right, so that's our traditional mail server that many businesses have been running for more than a decade, and we love Exchange Online because it delivers all of the core capabilities of Exchange Server 2010 in a cloud model. That, if you think about it, our end users don't have to care, or don't really want to care, how does their mail get delivered to their desktop, to their phone, to their device. They just care that it does so reliably. And in business and in IT management, we care that we can do that cost effectively, securely, and reliably in the most efficient manner possible. And so Exchange Online, as a cloud-delivered model of Exchange Server, gives us a deployment flexibility because we can coexist with an on-premise solution or in a hybrid mode, or we can ultimately transition all of Exchange Server into Exchange Online. Exchange Online provides anywhere access, so across all the devices that we're talking about. It's very solid, protected, secured, and compliant environment with integrated archiving and e-discovery capabilities, and it gives us visibility and control and great management tools. The second core component of Office 365 is SharePoint Online. And SharePoint is a platform to create sites for people to collaborate, to share documents and information, both within our organizations, in teams and work groups, but also outside of our organizations to share with colleagues and customers and suppliers and partners. SharePoint Online delivers most of the things that people might be accustomed to using SharePoint on-premise for. We can deliver My Sites to have a social experience and share personal information, documents, and the like, what we're working on. We can deliver team sites for departments or specific work teams, and we can set up intranet sites as well for full corporate intranet and platforms. Mark will show you some pretty exciting things that can be built with SharePoint Online. The third core component of Office 365 is Link Online, and Link Online is an instant messaging and presence tool. I'm actually talking to you through Link today, and then it's getting streamed to the web, but I'm on my PC with my PC webcam, and if you see, if anyone's looking at me right now, I have a wireless headset that connects right through my computer. So I'm speaking to you today. Mark and I will also show you some demonstrations of using instant messaging in a secure fashion and elevating that instant messaging and voice conversation that we can have between PCs to meetings and desktop sharing and as a collaboration platform. So we today at CloudStrategies, we frequently, well, we're ultimately on Link all day long, and it's pretty rare that we leave people voicemails anymore today, because I can look at Link and see who's online in my organization, and before I go to ask someone if I ultimately might want to talk to someone, I might start in an instant message. I may be able to get something answered right within the instant message, or sometimes we might want to elevate that to a voice conversation between two PCs, or ultimately even then start collaborating on documents and sharing desktops. So it's a wonderful collaboration platform for bringing people together. The final component of Office 365 is Office 2010 itself, and that has a number of things with it. It's not only the current version of Microsoft Office, it's really been designed with collaboration in mind to bring teams together, to work together. And we're going to show you some capabilities that you may not know that your copy of Office that you might be using today, how it can leverage the cloud computing, SharePoint Online, and Exchange and Link to ultimately help teams work better together and collaborate, to bring ideas to life through insights and information. And we're also going to show you how Office can be used almost anywhere through a browser and through Microsoft Office web apps. So it's a question we get often is, does this mean that Office itself is in a cloud or browser version? With Microsoft here in Office 365, it's really the best of all worlds. So you still have the full local desktop copies of Office, your Office Pro Plus applications, so Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and the like. But delivered with Office 365, we also have browser-based versions, and Mark will show you those web apps versions. So we have the choice of using the full desktop version or a web apps version, depending on the situations that we're working in. Another exciting part of Office 365 is the mobility that it supports. Through Exchange Active Sync, we can interact with mobile devices from every major provider, right? Whether it's Microsoft and their Windows Phone 7 solutions, which are very exciting and new in the marketplace, to our existing Android and BlackBerry devices or the iPhones that are widely used across most of our organizations. All of these devices are supported. All of the Windows Phone, Android, iPhone devices are all supported directly through Exchange ActiveSync at no extra charge. The BlackBerry devices get sent through BlackBerry's cloud computing offering, also a free offering working with Office 365 to synchronize our BlackBerry devices. So what we've seen here is really hopefully the best productivity experience across PCs and Macintosh computers, across phones and tablets, and then ultimately across browsers. On our PCs, it brings us the best productivity experience on a PC. So whether it's Outlook and rich social media and working through here, this is the best productivity experience on a PC. At the same time, we can also bring this productivity across other devices like Windows phones and other tablet devices, which to bring a full Office experience right to our mobile device for working on OneNote and documents and full SharePoint access is a wonderful user experience. And we also have cross-browser support. So as much as I might use Internet Explorer every day as my primary and really only browser, today we have many browsers in our environments, from Firefox and Safari to Chrome, in addition to Internet Explorer. And Office 365 supports all of those major browsers. So before I dive into the demo, I just want to mention one promotion and one offer from CloudStrategies for you to think about. Microsoft has relaunched their Big Easy promotion, which gives you rebates for professional services from CloudStrategies for all of the licenses that you purchase between now and June 30th. And we can work with you after the fact to determine what the value of it is, but it's pretty substantial to invest towards helping to get started with Office 365. An additional offer that we're making to everyone is for CloudStrategies to work with you on an Office 365 opportunity review, for us to sort of talk to you directly one-on-one about your specific environments and see how might you get started with Office 365? Where might it be a fit for your business? And for any of you that do schedule one of these opportunity reviews within the next week and a bit, or by the end of next week, by sending us an email to sales@cloudstrategies.net, we will happily send you a $10 Starbucks gift card as an added little bonus and incentive. So with that, I'm going to now transition here because Mark is going to take control of us here and share out his desktop. And we're going to show you some exciting demonstrations of Office 365 in action.
Excellent. Thank you, Pete. And while my desktop's loading and everybody can see the demo environment we have set up here, I want to thank you, Pete. That was an excellent presentation of the pieces in Office 365, and I'll endeavor to show all those. We're going to start off by showing you today how a person would actually get set up and start using Office 365. A little bit about how that works on the web, both in SharePoint and the Outlook web app. Then we're going to switch and look at how people can collaborate on documents, actually with the Office Pro Plus, as well as Outlook and Link and setting up meetings and online meetings and the like. So that's what we're going to go through today. So today I'm playing the role of Karen Berg. I have a little bit of a deep voice for Karen, but if you play along, we'll be fine. And Karen is coming into work, and she's going to go in and open her browser. One of the first things she might see would be a public-facing website. This particular public-facing website happens to be on Office 365, hosted in Office 365. As part of your Office 365 subscription, you do get a public-facing website that's pretty easy to manage and set up. You can see this is a marketing website that we help the customer set up on 365. Here you can do things like set up a contact list, allow your customers to send you information and actually collect information from your customers. You can actually publish. This is just a spreadsheet we published, and there's links in that spreadsheet, so you can drill in a little bit and see exactly what's going on with them. We actually did embed some videos along here as well. I'm not going to play the videos for you, but they took some videos which you can present directly there as well. They did just a little bit of e-commerce, some basic e-commerce as part of that site as well. So it's pretty easy to sell some basic things there. And again, it's really just their web presence, their ability to get themselves out and get them started. So just wanted to kind of highlight that for you and show you the public-facing website that's part of Office 365. So Karen's coming into work, and maybe one of the first things she has to do if she's a new user, and she's just starting off with Office 365, it's actually pretty easy. She just goes to the web, and she can come here, and there's a start page that'll show her how to download and install Link and all the pieces that she may need to get that to work. There's online versions of Outlook. There's some things here to help her connect a phone. So it's very simple. It can be accessed from anywhere on the web. She doesn't have to have anything special. As Pete mentioned, all of the major browsers work with this. So she can come in here and just get started working. One of the things she could do here, if she wanted to, she can come in here and actually install Office Professional Plus on up to 5 PCs. Karen can do that on her own. Any of the employees of this company can do that on their own. The company doesn't have to track or maintain those copies. Make sure that they only have the right number of them installed. Microsoft takes care of that for you. It's all managed through Office 365, so you don't have to worry about licensing. Just part of what they manage for you. It's very easy to manage and maintain Office out there. So Karen's coming to work, and she happens to be on a machine that is not her normal machine, or she's on a kiosk machine or some other way. She can come here and just jump right in, get to her email. This is Outlook Web Access. Looks a whole lot like Outlook. So a couple of things we see here. The first thing we might see is we actually have something called Conversation View. And I don't know if you've ever gone through and had to find all of the different messages that were part of a thread, but here it keeps all of the messages that are part of a thread together. So Karen can come in here, and she doesn't have to go search through her sent items and through some other items. And here's actually a conversation that was part of an IM conversation that she can see here. All of her communications are kept in one place, very easy for her to see with Conversation View. This is both in Outlook as part of Office Pro Plus that she gets on the desktop, as well as Outlook Web Access here. So we'll show you the locally installed client in a little bit. I just want to show you a little bit about that. A couple of the things that are very interesting about the Office 365 email subscription. First of all, Karen and anybody that signs up can have an archive. So this is Karen's mailbox here. She can have up to 25 gigabytes of mail in that mailbox, very generous mailbox. She can also have an unlimited archive. And in that archive, she could take her PST files, if you have PST files that are on your laptops or on various machines, you're trying to get a handle on those, make sure they're available from everywhere and they don't get lost and they're searchable. You can put those online as part of the online archive now, and you can see I can get to those what used to be PST files. Now that they're online, I can get to those from the browser. I can get to them locally. I can get to them from any machine. So those are really gets rid of a lot of the problems people have had with the with PST files over time. So one of the other things that's really nice is that if Karen accidentally deletes something, she has some deleted items here, and she decides she wants to empty those deleted items, and then afterwards, a few days later, she says, "Oh my goodness, I think I accidentally deleted a message I really, really needed." Well, historically, that's been very difficult to manage inside your organization when you have to deal with backup tapes and calling a bunch of people. You may or may not be able to get it back. But with Office 365, Karen can come right in here, actually for up to 1 year. She, depending on how you set it, she can come in here and actually look through items that she deleted, and actually go back and get at items that she might have actually needed that she accidentally deleted. So here she's found the item that she needed and accidentally got deleted. She can decide where she wants to put that item. So we're going to just put it back in the inbox and recover that item. So now that item's back and Karen can actually use that item. So a very nice set of capabilities for her there. One of the other things you see here directly in Outlook Web is I have the ability here to talk to people. I have this contact list, and these are people from the web without having anything locally installed on my client. I can come in here and actually communicate with people. So I see that Dan's online. I see he's busy. I think, Pete, are you Dan today?
I think I am. So.
Excellent. Well, I think Dan's actually in a meeting with all of you, so I'm not going to bug him. Are you also Jeff? Are you also Jeff today?
I'm also Jeff, but to the point of Dan being busy, right, Mark? We certainly find that sometimes you're sort of curious about how busy is someone, right? Someone may be in a meeting or multitasking. Sometimes you can actually go through that busy session and say, can you have a quick IM question while you're on some other phone call or busy, right? So that's another certainly a benefit there.
Let's try that theory with Dan here. So I see Dan in one of my messages, and I think I really need to talk to him for a second. So again, I'm on a machine that doesn't necessarily have Link installed. I just have a browser here, and so I can send Dan a note. I think you heard Dan getting a note from me there. And so it's very easy to communicate with people directly through the browser. All of this functionality is here to do the chats through the browser and manage that directly. So I won't bother you anymore there, Dan, but thanks for showing the capabilities there. We'll show you some of this later, but I did want to just let you know that the ability to open other people's calendars is here, and you can actually open multiple people's calendars in the Outlook web app. So if I'm scheduling a meeting and I want to see when somebody's free, I can open their calendars right here and see if they've shared their calendars with me. I can see it. It looks like Dan has shared his actual items with Karen, but it looks like Jeff has decided that he's just sharing his availability, not the actual items. Maybe Jeff and Karen aren't working quite as closely together as Dan and Karen are. So, and Karen has the ability here also to go through and set her sharing permissions, who can see her calendar. What have I done here? Who can see her calendar, and how different people can interact with her. So once we get there, so she can manage the contacts here, her tasks as well. All the things you do in Outlook are available here in the web. A couple of the things I'll go very quickly through them, but this is also where Karen can manage herself if, God forbid, she loses her her bag, her briefcase while she's traveling, and she lost her PC and perhaps even her phone, she can come in here and do her out of office, set her out of office information here. She could, if she did in fact lose her phone, come here and see the last time her phone synced to see if it's online, and if she believes the phone's been compromised or stolen, she could just wipe that phone as long as that phone's connected to ActiveSync, like Pete told us about. We can manage that phone here. So this is where she can go to manage herself online if she doesn't have her a desktop installed. So that's where Karen would go to do the management. So that's Outlook web access kind of in a nutshell. Let's say Karen actually wants to go and do some work now. And she goes into her corporate portal, and this is her Contoso corporate portal for her company, Contoso. And notice the first thing she sees are some announcements. Looks like Dan Jump, who we happen to know on the other end of this phone. Looks like Dan's the CEO here, and he's put a little message up. He could put up different messages every day, and you can have your announcements here. Looks like there's a company picnic coming up. I think Karen may be involved in that. We may talk about that a little later, but this is where you can put announcements so people see them correctly. But SharePoint's not just limited to basic concepts like that. SharePoint really allows you to come in here and see real-time data. It does data analysis. Pete talked just a little bit about data analysis. So here's some real-time data that's actually stored on the SharePoint site, and people who have permissions and access can get to the data, the spreadsheet that this data is contained in, and update that spreadsheet. When they do that, everybody on the site will see some of these KPIs and graphs show up. Individuals come in here, and there's a hierarchy. They can see themselves in the org chart. We can see the KPIs for different people in the organization based on real-time data. So very, very interesting, very easy to set up and administer using just some basic point-and-click kinds of functionality to get most of that going. If Karen were part of IT, she could come in here and actually manage her IT organization, see where the organization was, and look at some of the infrastructure. Visio services work here, so as long as I can get the information to Visio, I can view it. Again, there's some of the KPIs for this team here as well, which are real time and come from data that's on the site. And here we have an HR site. Looks like HR is really focused on doing some hiring right now, so they have their KPIs. They also have a calendar here. That calendar they can share and work online on the calendar. They can also open that calendar in Outlook and share and work on it together that way as well. They have some document topics that they're working on, and if I'm wanting to work on one of these topics, I can jump in here and work on it. Again, the marketing team may have some documents that the team themselves, when they come to this site, they'll see all of these documents because this is what they're working on. If somebody that's not part of that marketing team came here, they would just see the public collateral for that site. So since she's part of this team, she's seeing this, but somebody else that came here would just see the published documents that they wanted to see. Let's say today Karen really needs to find a document. She has no idea when she created it or where it is, and she really needs to use some search to find it. So she comes up here and she types in, she knows the word web was in that document. So she comes up here and looks at the word web, and oh my goodness, so there's quite a few documents, and in fact in a live environment there could be thousands of documents that have the word web in them. So she happens to know that this was a Word document, and so she's going to refine that. She could refine it any number of these ways, but she's actually going to refine and look just at the Word documents, and that narrowed it down quite nicely. She actually did want to see this document here. It was this issue tracking report document. So one of the things that she can do is just click on this and view it in the browser. and she's looking at this going, yep, that's exactly the right document. Right at the moment, Karen happens to be at a machine that's not her own, and she does not have Word installed on this machine, and she doesn't want to take the time to install Word, but she does need to make a slight edit to this document. So what she can do here is click on Edit in Browser. So what Karen's doing right now is she's opening up the Office web apps. And the Office web apps actually are in the browser. They're a lightweight version of the Office applications, in this case Word. Full fidelity, you can see the pictures and the markup and all the formatting works correctly. You see I have the basic ribbon and toolbars are the same as they are in the the locally installed version, and she could actually come in here and make a change here. And just make a change to that document that she needed to change, save that document. So now that document's actually been edited and saved in full fidelity without Karen having to be on a machine that actually had Word. That's just a little bit about how that works. So at this point, Karen actually has some work to do. She's got a new pursuit. And the new pursuit is a customer that they're pursuing called Blue Yonder. So she's in sales director. She's going to go into her sales site here. And looks like the way that Karen has her sales site set up, they have some opportunities already here. Let's look at one for Fabricam, one for a manufacturing opportunity. We have a bunch of templates that she uses for all of her different parts of a pursuit that they want to make sure that they have. And there's actually a slide library down there that she can draw slides out of to create presentations. And if she creates a presentation using these slides and somebody updates one of the master slides here, all of the presentations get updated. So instead of having to send out an entirely new presentation every time something changes or data changes about the company or a legal disclaimer changes, instead of having to change all the slide decks, simply have to change that one slide. All the decks that contain that slide will be updated to contain that. Very, very nice for her. So Karen's going to come here and start on this new opportunity. So first thing she's going to do is actually go and create a new opportunity document set. When she does that, that's going to be for Blue Yonder. And SharePoint's going to go through and create what's called a document set, which is the set of templates that her team will work on and manage from. And they're all there, and they're all blank and ready to start, and they're all named after the customer, and they're all in a group by the customer, so she can send a link to this to her team and they can start working on it. First thing they want to do is actually start working on this financial analysis. And so Karen, actually, we're going to, in this particular part, we're going to assume that Karen does not have access to Excel on the machine she's in, and she needs to get through here and actually do just a little financial analysis before she begins this project. So she's going to open this again in the Excel web app. And when she opens it in the Excel web app, she has the ability to come in here. Now, she doesn't necessarily want to change some of these, but she does need to highlight a couple of cells that are concerning her. She wants to make sure that when people are taking a look at this, that they'll be able to see that. So the rest of her team can actually come in here. Up to 25 people can be editing in this web app at the same time. And they can be working together, see each other's edits in real time, and work together on the Excel web app. If she wanted to, she could just go here and click and open that in the locally installed version of Excel, but right now, all she needed to do was highlight that one bogey number there that looked like it was an issue. So looks like right now the only person here is editing in this is Karen, but if somebody else were editing, we'd see the other list of people who were editing here along with us, and they could all be in the document together. So Karen actually needs to work on this document, the sales proposal, and now she's back at her own desk. And this is going to be an all-afternoon project for her as well as her team. And so the whole team is getting together, and they're going to be working together on this set of documents, or on this particular document. And she wants to go in and start to make some edits on it. So let's actually zoom a little bit here so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, and Karen comes in here and looks, and actually somebody else already has this document open. Let's see who else is working on this. Well, it looks like Karen's in here twice. I don't know, Pete, I don't know if you're in as Karen, but just like the Excel web app, it's possible for multiple people to come in here and actually make edits to the document. And it looks here like somebody is in fact making an edit to the document. I see a little highlight here which shows that somebody's making an edit, but Karen needs to put a milestone in here, so she's going to do that. So Karen's going to put that in there, and once Karen's done with that, she's going to save that change. Once she saves that change, she'll be able to see the changes other people have saved. Looks like somebody else is in here and working. Dan, I guess that's you. So is actually making some changes to the document, so she's able to see highlighted the most recent changes that other people in the document have made, and go about working together on this. If she needs to edit another section of the document, she might come over here and edit a section. So you see that when she's got this little section locked, looks like Dan Jump has just entered, and he's making some changes as well. Looks like he's changing the schedule. So Karen's going to save her changes here, go on about her business. Just a little bit about how that works. So the other thing that happens with Word, and again, this is the locally installed Office Pro Plus that comes with Office 365. All of Office Pro Plus has these capabilities: PowerPoint, OneNote, Word, Excel, all have the ability to come in and use this backstage view. And in this backstage view, it lights up a lot of things that are in SharePoint. And Office Pro Plus, Office 2010 has these capabilities built in, but they don't light up until you have SharePoint or Office 365 where the documents are. So she can come here, she can send a message to one of these people here. And get to Dan there. And so she could work with them here. She can protect the document. She can manage versions. So it looks like there's a few versions of this document. If she wanted to, she could check this document out. That would mean she would have exclusive control of it for the time that she had it checked out. When she checked it back in, there'd be a new version. No longer have to send documents around in email version 1.2.3.17. So it's all managed for you. If somebody makes a change you don't like, you can come back to a previous version, view that previous version, restore that previous version, or compare the previous version. The other real nice thing about Office 365 and the Office applications is that SharePoint and Office 365 just looks like another file share or another local file on your hard drive. So Karen can work from wherever she is. She can be at Starbucks, she can be at home, she can be at work. All of these locations are going to be available to her in Word. She's just going to work directly from Word, doesn't have to go to the web, and she'll be using the Office 365 SharePoint storage capabilities all behind her wherever she is at any time. So that's just a little bit about the Word integration. And we went over just a little bit about the SharePoint, both the basic features, some of the collaboration features, some of the insights. Talked just a little bit about the public-facing website. So Karen's actually going to come in, and she's got some work to do on that company picnic, I think. So she's gonna pick up on that right at the moment, and get back here and open up Outlook. And I know she was working on that company picnic, and it looks to me like there's Amy's helping her with this, and it looks to me like there's some work to be done. They really need to get this going, so she needs to work on this, and she knows that Dan's also working with her on this. So she's going to talk to Dan for just a second. So she just comes in here, and even though Dan's busy and couldn't take a phone call and might not get back to an email right away, let's see if Dan's willing to just type a quick I am, and maybe he'll tell us if he can do it or if somebody else needs to be involved, or how to help her move forward. So see if Jeff can help us. Okay, let's see if Jeff's around. So we'll go here. We can actually add more people to this conversation, up to 250. So we'll just jump in real quick and see if Jeff can join too. And one of the nice things we see here is Karen didn't have to type what the call was about. If Jeff's looking, he'll notice that when she started this conversation, it picked up the title from the message she was working. So Jeff is looking at this. He all of a sudden realizes that's for the company picnic. She doesn't have to say anything. So she's going to go. She agrees to go ahead and set up a meeting with the team. If she wants to just invite this team that's already on here, she comes up here and clicks meeting, and it'll set up a meeting with those people about the company picnic. She hasn't had to do a whole lot. And since they all have link, she's just going to say that that's an online meeting. And she'll go ahead and send that out. So it looks like that's already been sent, and since that meeting's happening pretty quickly, she already got a reminder about. Let's go ahead and open that. Sounds like I hear Dan's Outlook in the background getting a message as well. So she's going to go and actually join that meeting a little early. It's not quite time for the meeting, but she wants to get in, and she'll open that meeting now. It's going to go to the link server and start a call for those people to join. Again, she can have up to 250 people in this meeting. Anybody that's that has the link client installed will be able to do voice, video, screen sharing right here. They'll also be able to invite people externally. She can invite people who can join via their browser, so people don't have to have that installed. Our company actually uses this for our webinars, and we invite people to join our webinars, and they join using their browser right directly in links, so we don't have to pay for any of the more expensive conferencing services that are around. So she's joined that, and there's actually somebody.
Jeff will be joining in a moment.
Sounds like Jess could be joining. She could, if there was somebody that wasn't on the participant list, she could just come in here and send the information to them, and they would be able to join. If she wanted to just invite somebody by phone number or name, she can do that as well, and she can join. If let's say her company had Intercall, if she had Intercall in her company, her Intercall conferencing information would have been added here as well, so people could dial into the conference. That would be joined to the link conference, and they could all work together there, and people could dial in if they didn't have PC audio. So it looks like some folks are joining. Looks like Jeff is there, and let's see if Jeff wants to share his screen just so we see how the screen sharing works. So I'll let Jeff share, and you can see what a screen sharing session looks like here in Link. Looks like we're seeing Jeff's screen now. So it looks like Jeff's working on that same document along with us. It's a busy day on the document. But if Jeff was working on a presentation or a document and he wanted to share it with the team, we wanted to see what he was working on, we could all share it right there. He could share his video. I think that Pete is actually sharing his video with you right at the moment, so we won't ask him to switch because he's in two meetings at once. But notice that both Pete and I happen to be on Windows 8. That's clearly not a requirement. XP, SP3 and above is the requirement. We just like to show off that we have Windows 8. But it's a little bit about how people can just move between video and audio, and it looks like Pete may actually have two machines there. So
I do. So Jeff has the profile view, and Dan has the portrait view.
Yeah. So just a little bit about Link and how you work with meetings. I want to go back and just for a brief second cover Outlook one more time and show you around Outlook just a bit. So we'll go ahead and close this meeting. Thank you very much, Jeff. Looks like we got that taken care of. So we'll close this, and she's finished that task, and she's gonna come back in and do some more work. Let's say it's after hours now, and Karen is actually on an airplane, and she's going to the sales meeting, and she really she needs to get at some documents that she's working on. So she comes in here, and there's actually a SharePoint lists piece right here in Outlook, and her document library there in SharePoint is synchronized here. Looks like that Blue Yonder document set is here and been synchronized automatically before she left work. The last known copy of those documents were all uploaded in real time to her machine, and she can come in here and actually look at that document, open up the document, and work on that document offline directly here and keep all of that locally. So if she's on the airplane, that's managed for her.
So, Mark, I think it's good for you to point that out, because this certainly is a major feature of Office 365 and a very unique capability of the Microsoft Online Services platform, because while we've demonstrated that we have the full richness of a web-based and an online version of Office 365 leveraging cloud solutions, it's not forced down our throat that we have to be online and have to be connected to be able to perform our work. That ability to work offline and have full access all of our documents and email and capabilities is unique to the Microsoft platform, certainly one of the more powerful components of it.
Very much so, and it's just built in. We think of Outlook as being an email client. It's also a great SharePoint client. So yeah, just to reinforce that point, and then we'll get back to your part of the program here, Pete. But I want to reinforce that point. If Karen happens to be working on that HR shared calendar, I think we showed you the HR calendar in SharePoint. So this is an actual actual SharePoint calendar. Karen can come in here and actually make changes to this. offline or online in Outlook and manage that calendar, that SharePoint calendar directly here in Outlook. She could decide that she needs to add something to her calendar from there and just add that, or she could actually add something from her calendar back over there and manage those as well. So kind of just scratch the surface of the on and offline and interoperation capabilities, but I know we're running short on time, Pete, so I'm going to pass it back to you to discuss a little bit of closing here.
Great. Mark, thank you very much for taking us through a rather quick demonstration of Office 365. Obviously, there's a lot to cover in 35 or 40 minutes, but you certainly covered all of the more exciting highlights and overviews. So we certainly work with businesses to help them do deeper dives on Office 365 and help understand exactly how you can leverage these capabilities in your own environment. Before I close here, I want to remind everyone of the promotions that I offered before the demonstration. We have Microsoft's Big Easy 8 promotion, which provides rebates on your licenses that can be used for professional services from CloudStrategies to help you put these solutions in action. And I'll also remind you on our offer of a free $10 Starbucks gift card to anyone who sends us an email to schedule a free Office 365 opportunity review. On behalf of Mark and the rest of the CloudStrategies team, I want to thank everyone for joining us. And before you jump out of the environment, I believe that there is going to be a survey published on your screens, and would really encourage you to take a moment before you go on with your day to fill out that survey for us, provide us some feedback of how we can improve these things and what additional content Microsoft can bring to you in the future on this and related topics. So once again, thank you very much, and please have a great day.